Hello people, this is Ryder here at the page through on IVE's second album, Revive Plus. I think this is the bangers version and such, because from what I've remembered, from what I've read, only 2 out of the 3 versions are getting released statewide. I was going to get 2 out of 3 either way. The Challengers version was the other one. It seems like the Spoilers version, despite that one I think looking the neatest, I wasn't going to pick that one up because I like the TV aesthetic. I just am not too big on like the appearances and such. But this obviously is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. It was 20% off because of its stupid price. And I did not know this. I thought this was coming out this week. It turned out that it got released last week. I started noticing that one, and I saw a lot of people posting about it, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" I was hoping I was going to be able to secure a Challengers version, but unfortunately, it didn't seem like there was one available. So we are only going to deal with the bangers version. We might as well just go through this. I think this is going to be the first time where I'm actually going to record this immediately. I was told to do so. So there's that. But I don't want to actually. I thought I was going to like damaging the album itself. Because I'll admit, this one is not. I thought it was going to be larger. Because that's why I was like, oh yeah, then that's why it's like $32. But then at the same time, Target had it for like cheaper. But it's like, obviously, I collect solely the Barnes & Noble exclusives. So, yeah. I will admit, I was kind of skeptical and concerned over this comeback because I felt like it was okay. I felt that it was way too early or it was kind of sudden that they were already going to make a comeback when they've already done one back in August. I would have expected it like I get it. Apparently, like it's just a trend now of like, oh, like these groups have to put something out every 6 months, but I just think that's not really ethical. I'm more used to I'm more so used to it being like having to wait almost like longer than that, even though I don't really have credibility, obviously, because we need to remember what pages these are. I don't have credibility about it, obviously, because at that at that time I wasn't really conscious about I wasn't that conscious about like this is when these albums got released. Like, why did they just put the photo cards out like that? Okay, keep the backs are. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm closing my eyes. Oh my gosh. I don't like that they do that. That is so. They need to just stop placing the photo cards at random because it's so annoying. Like, I'm more so used to like comebacks being frequent if there was a repackage, but I find it more weird when it's like two entirely separate concepts and such, because I think in my case it's like, I don't know, I feel satisfied enough with what we already got released. I get that it's like, I guess for most people it's not satisfactory if it's like a mini album, because it's like with aespa for last year, for example, it was just kind of like, this is what you're gonna do for your 5th anniversary. A Okay, I think mediocre is too harsh, but like, it's like we got a single that I'll admit no one really asked for, and then they got a mini album that continues to fall flat from last year. Like, again, because it's gonna be the case like what happened with aespa. They had a really stellar album, and I was generally like, that's enough. And then they felt the need that they needed to do Whiplash, and I was like, you guys just killed your momentum of the year. That's why I think that's why I think nowadays it's more polarizing when groups do that and such. Even though, like, back then, for example, SHINee put out 2 mini albums in 2009 and such. But I feel like at the time, or I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just a thing with that groups did. But it's like, in that case, there's no dip in quality. So we will talk about it as we go through this, because again, I'm pretty sure this is the bangers version, and I will be straightforward. I didn't really pay attention to the concept photos because I actually couldn't really follow the schedule. What? Why do we have the credits for Black Hole already when there's no lyrics? So you're okay. So this doesn't even have an original title, or the original title was just Black Hole. Why are you giving us the credits for? Why are you giving us the credits if you haven't even put out the lyrics? Each member is supposed to represent a song, but yeah. I think I only saw glimpses of this concept. I will admit, this is a really weird way of engaging with it. Because the lyrics are up there. Now, I do think, obviously, this is going to be a case like with I Am. Title track is better than the pre-release for sure. Because it's kind of annoying when people only eat up the pre-release and, like, disregard the title track. But, because, again, that was a really bad case with Armageddon. But, luckily, I think it's not the case here. People are still giving Black Hole its spot and such. I do like Black Hole, but I definitely do think it's not on par with like the last few title tracks that IVE has released. I think it's the fear I had with IVE's Secret that is basically getting fulfilled here. Yeah, it says only bangers, so this is the bangers version. Yeah, the formatting, I'll admit, is kind of weird. So we got the credits for Bang Bang, which was just originally titled Bang Bang. I was afraid we were going to get another Kitsch, because I'm not too big on this song. I know my sister wasn't because of the Western sound, but I don't mind it too much. I'm actually kind of surprised with the fact that I actually do enjoy this song. Again, it's not on par. Obviously, it's not. This is so weird. I mean, it's not Black Hole, because the thing Black Hole's thing is just, it's kind of, Black Hole is kind of odd. This song at least is like straightforward of what it's about. Black Hole, my sister and I didn't get why it was titled Black Hole, because I remember that people were commending the song for not having Black Hole in the lyrics at all. So we were like, then why is it called Black Hole? There's only one semi-visual of a black hole in Liso's verse. So, like, why do they call it this? But she Googled it. She Googled it through the Google AI, which obviously just pulls through. It just simply pulls up from a lot of sources. She just randomly texted it to me, and like with the explanation of the song tells a story of self-confidence where you become, period, a powerful gratificational gravitational. See, by each day I can't speak English anymore. Gravitational force that pulls in everything you desire. Just like the title Black Hole, it conveys an irresistible attraction that claims victory even in the darkest void, which I definitely get. I mean, I got that out of the song, but it's just like the association it has with like the concept of a black hole is like, oh, yeah, I can definitely go along with that. I'm just more annoyed with how this is formatted. I don't know why I'm getting bugged this quickly. Because, like, why do we introduce it with Ray, only to then jump to the group, and then Eugen? But, like, Bang Bang is all Liso. Where's the consistency? And I'm sorry for being this nitpicky. I think this is just more so to make up the last entry where I barely added anything. So now I'm unnecessarily adding stuff. But we got Garu. Sorry. Oh, we got Garu. Now, here we got Hush, which I will say right. Oh, honestly, there's no point in saying what the original title is. It's just the same thing, even though that's technically there is a Korean title and an English title, so I guess that makes sense. But I will say this right away. This is my favorite song out of the album. Well, I mean, there's like, you kind of have to divide this album. What is that? Okay, so now we have Wanyan. Okay. But yeah, I really like this song a lot. Like, I mean, I think in general, like, the sound for this album is interesting. Wait, was that Wanyan? Yeah, that was. And now we're jumping to Liz. Oh, okay. The organization seems so messy. But yeah, she has red hair this comeback, which we'll probably see in the challenges version. I don't know. I was kind of joking that like from the last comeback, Daru and Liz basically were just swapping hair. They just swapped hair, but I think the red, like, despite how little we saw the red, um, I think it looks pretty good on her. So this is Stuck in Your Head, which I think this is the one I've listened to the least so far. I've at least listened to this album 3 times. Because I think my sister showed it, played through the entirety of it for me last week. Or was it 2 weeks ago? No, it was last week. So we got Eugen. But like, this one's not bad, honestly. I think like actually reading it through, it's like, oh wow, there's this much English. Let me do that so I don't have to do this at weird angles. I mean, like, I think this is I guess, in the sense it's more expressive than IVE Secret's concept photos, for the most part. We got Fireworks, which a lot of these, well, this one definitely felt more like, wow, this one actually had a different original title. It was originally titled Diamonds. This one definitely felt like Rebel Heart 2.0. I know, like, people were saying, like, before, for with Hush, before it gets to the chorus, it sounds like Liz's part in Attitude. But this one, I feel like, feels more like this. I feel like this one kind of can come off as Rebel Heart 2.0. Again, I'm not sure it's just because it's the same people that worked on it. I'm not too familiar with that aspect, but I think this is Ray. Pretty sure. So I guess we're going with the silhouettes now. Also, like, I think it's interesting that this is the first album of theirs that breaks the trend of like them starting with like IVE and like whatever word it is. But I think this is obviously this is creative because IVE is still within the title, but it's obviously a part of Revive. So, which I'm pretty sure that's why they added the plus. So I think that is pretty neat. So I guess we're having these silhouettes now. So the last song for this batch is Hot Coffee, which I thought this was going to be like the ballad song of the album. But surprisingly, it's like pretty upbeat. I think I also thought about that with Stuck in Your Head. What's it called? Yeah, Stuck in Your Head. Like, I'm pretty surprised there's not really like a slow tempo song from this half of the album. They're all pretty like upbeat, which is interesting. Oh, Sugar. Even though I kind of don't really see the correlation with that. So is this fully Ray then? Who was that then? I'm like, that had to have been Ray. Yeah, it's an interesting way of portraying the lyrics and the credits. Because now this splash is all one page. So we got these like VHS cameras now. I hope these are member. These are actually tied to the members and not just random. because we barely got any Wanya in that back half. It's like they forgot about her, which is so weird. Which it seems like we're on a break right now, because now it's just photos. Was in the car again. I think that's why I'm like, I kind of wish with the spoilers version, I thought it was going to be like photos based off of like the teasers that they put out and such, but it wasn't. I had to stop it, but because that's why I was those spoilers or like the first teasers that we got, I was actually pretty like intrigued about it. I didn't watch them with I watched them muted because I typically, again, with unless very rarely, well, I mean even in general with like comebacks I'm like super engaged with, I don't watch any like the teasers with the audio because want to give I don't want to interact with it. So I typically just take a peek at like what the concept photo will be and then like move on. But now we're in the solos. So despite this being track 7, this is titled 8. I'm pretty sure they did that purposely. But yeah, so this is the first album for me at least that I'm experiencing the back half of it comprising of solo songs, which I know was kind of a piece of contention. Like, I'm more used to it being like one song of like I'm more used to it just being like a one-off kind of thing within the album, but and like a special track. But this is the first time I'm experiencing it as I'm experiencing member solos as a part of the album. And I know that, again, that is a piece of contention because of the fact that, like, that meant we essentially just got a mini album. Wow, they actually have lyrics for the song? Because I mean, I unfortunately don't know the Hangul, so I'm pretty sure obviously Wanyeon did write her own song. I don't remember if how much of the song she wrote in this album, or she participated, but unfortunately though, I think 8 probably has to be my least favorite song out of the solos. Cause it wasn't something the sound was not something I expected. Which is not a bad thing. Like it was neat hearing Wanyan rap, but again, it was just not really the type of song I was expecting out of her. But I like the message though is definitely I think the message wise, yeah, that's definitely something she would convey. Just the sound though kind of threw me off. Yep, track 8, but it's no, it's not 8. The original title was Origami. Wow. But this is Garu's Garu's sorry that I keep sounds like I'm rolling an R. This is odd, and I'll talk about it later. I still have yet to see the performance video, but And the thing I'll say is that I'm aware they performed these in their fourth world tour, but I obviously avoided it because I was not going to engage with it because of the thing that of like I would, you know, they were going to get released in this album, or they were actually going to get a release, so it was like, okay, then I can actually listen to it properly. But yeah, well, I was gonna say, that's a nice splash. But like what I was gonna say with in regards to this song in particular, we go from 8, which is like my bottom 6, to Odd being like top 6. Transitional splash. Track 9 being Super Icy, which is Liso's solo. It was originally, no, that was the publisher. Oh, okay. The original title was Frostbite, which is not bad. Okay, I kind of wish Garu had this. It's actually unfortunate that she doesn't, because they could have put it down here to use that space, but they didn't. That's actually kind of unfortunate. So I hope it's not every other one only. They did this again. I like the purple though, or the lavender, but I'm actually kind of surprised that this one's actually also like top 6 for me. Because again, with Liso, I honestly wouldn't know what kind of sound she would do, and I was honestly kind of, I think it balances out her talents very well and such. Okay, track 10 is Unreal, which is Liz's solo. And the original title was also Unreal. And we're given the lyrics already. Because there are some thoughts I feel like I need to just mention that are collective and not individually, which is why I didn't really get into Odd, nor am I going to get into Unreal. But, because, like, I heard, obviously, think this is the only one I heard people, like, describe, and they're like, oh, it's, like, very Barbie-esque, and it's like, obviously, that's not a bad thing, but like basically what I got out of that was like, oh, it's very princess-like, which is kind of what I would have assumed out of like Liso. Okay, so that is unfortunate. Garu doesn't have this page. Why? Or unless I missed it. Yeah, what the heck? Why does she not have that? That is so unfortunate. But yeah, I Liz is also like top. Oh, forgot that, I guess. Liz is top 6. Yeah, she had contacts too, right? Okay. So we got Ray's solo, In Your Heart, which is also the same as the original title. This one is interesting, and it's, yeah, okay. Okay. I knew I wasn't not going insane, but it's because I was like, this is like, okay, so this is interesting. So I thought I was kind of dumb for not knowing that this was in Japanese, but it's a mix. It's a mix of Korean and Japanese, but I can't blame myself for not knowing that there were Japanese lyrics because it goes through so quickly. Sorry, I wasn't even focused on it. But like, this one is definitely like her. Like, this song is like definitely like the personification of her. And I like that's great and such. Which is why I feel kind of bad for like placing it so low. That is so unfortunate. Why does Garu not have this? That's gonna bother me. Okay, so we're jumping through a group picture now. Okay, so we're just going with this color scheme now. And then we got Eugen's Solo Force, which this one, and it was originally titled The Force, which is pretty funny. But yeah, yep, there's dem joints. At the moment I heard the incoming and now the breakdown, I knew that we were gonna get into something good. Because with this song, it's the only one I feel actually has a complete song progression. This song actually has. This song actually is like the only one that actually flows, that has proper pacing and such. Which is why I commend it a lot and such. But I know that a lot of people were not happy that this was the final track. Because honestly, I genuinely don't know why they ordered it this way and such. Because I feel like it just makes more sense. This is not just Starship. This is just kind of because Espa does it too, out of recency. That they just do whatever order and such, and it's like sometimes I get it, but like this, I feel like when it's stuff like this, why don't you just make it in member order? It just doesn't make sense. But yeah. Okay, yeah, so no, never mind. That is so unfair. I'm not gonna let that go. That is super unfair for Go. Unless they're gonna just randomly throw it, but no. She's the only member to not get a splash of her lyrics. That is the disrespect, man. So we got the credits, which is you can't see because it's getting washed out. Overseas businesses, maybe for the I don't know. Wasn't the coming soon? Was it titled Coming Soon? Yeah, I think it was the Coming Soon. Okay, they call it the Coming Soon relay film. That's what I thought the spoilers versions concept were going to follow up on, but then they didn't. Yep, and that's that and such. So to quickly get into it, I'm okay. So if I had to order it from like top favorite to bottom, it would be Garu's Odd, Liz's Unreal, Liso's Super Icy, Eugen's Force, in Ray's In Your Heart, and Wanyun's 8. I feel like, again, I think my issue with songs like Unreal, Super Icy, and 8, the pacing feels rushed because they're all songs that are 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and it's just like, especially with Unreal, it transitions to the bridge so like abruptly that it's just like I can't really. I think it's a song that like I really enjoy, like, because I really enjoy listening to this section of the song, but it's just like it cuts through so abruptly, and it's just like this is a song I really want to relish through as I listen to it, but then it just cuts through. It just it the pacing just like I think ruins the flow. And like I think Super Icy and 8 have the issue again, like they don't let themselves breathe is my biggest issue with most of these solos. Because at least with Odd, it has a bridge and it's very quick, but it's at least there. So Odd again still has a pacing issue, but like it at least feels complete. In Your Heart, I get as to why it's only 2 minutes and 3 seconds because that's Ray's birthday and such. And it's like, you can't, like, it's not that you can't make a song that short, but at the same time, like, it's a super. I think the song is in its own section because for what it's trying to do, it's fine and such. And this song, if I was going through like the pacing issues that these three songs have, and I applied it here, that's just not fair and such. Because you're gonna get through the first chorus like 20 seconds in, or I think it was like 30 seconds in. I don't remember, but it was like it's a really fast-paced song, so I think it's fair and such. These three kind of get hurt because they feel the need of like, oh, we can't touch 3 minutes. Why is there a fly on the poster? As for the actual group songs, from bottom to top, I think I would go with Stuck in Your Head, Bang Bang, Black Hole, Hot or Fireworks, Hot Coffee, and then Hush. But yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna put the inclusions in because they were all like badly placed and such. But here's the disc. We can finally look at the CD cover after not being able to do so for IVE Secret because they taped it. And it's pretty basic. It's not too bad. Again, I just don't get why. Because, like, everyone harps on IVE Empathy's packaging, but at least that one gave us stuff for the inclusions. But we'll go through this right away because we already spoiled it. We got Ray's postcard, which is pretty neat. I like all these microphones. We got stickers of all the members and then the group. And then we got a poster. It has to be a group one. They don't do member specific. That's really red. Maybe I don't remember that from the photobook. So we got our 3 photo cards. I don't know which one is what. We've already spoiled this one. So, I mean, what I want to assume is that these ones might be the US exclusives. This one might be the one that's actually for the album. So let's just go through this. Wow, we did get a Liz. My sister was right. We manifested Liz. If you don't know, my sister felt bad about the fact I didn't pull any Liz's, so she just decided to test out Macari US. She decided to buy me a lot of Liz photo cards. Most of them were random, but I did choose this one, or I did send her, like, at least look out for this one, so I got the US exclusive for her now. But yeah, most of them were random. I need to update the video, but like, turns out she didn't buy this one. This one was actually given out for free because it was this one that, these two that she bought. Because she was saying, like, hopefully with me getting you all these Liz cards, you can finally pull Liz. Jeez. We did. We pulled Liz. We got a Liz photo card. Now Eugen needs to show up. That's what I was going to say. This is going to be the first album that we're not going to get Wanyan because Liz will show up. Not Liz. Because Eugen will show up. But I'm pretty sure I know who the last one is. This one, again, I've already accidentally spoiled. It's Garu. Because obviously she has pink hair. And then, I think I might have spoiled this one. This one I think is Ray. Oh, it's Liz! Okay, I think these two definitely are the exclusives. Oh my gosh. My sister helped me manifest it. We really did get Liz. Let me do a quick Google search. Cause I was seeing people. So the Wanyan curse is gone because I put 8 as my bottom 6. I knew this was going to be the case. Revive, go Retsu. Revive Shipu. Why is this one censored? This was... Oh yeah, shoot. Well, okay, so I was somehow right with what was what. I just need to find one of the exclusives. Because obviously, if you don't know, one of these is the US exclusive, one of these is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. So, I need something to... Come on. I get that this is recent, but I feel like people would have already posted them already. But it's just gonna be funny just going to my sister and just telling her, you were right. Not that I was, like, discrediting her. I was honestly kind of agreeing with her. Like, I kind of feared that she was gonna be right and such. But, like, for me at least, I just had the gut feeling that, like, I'm at least gonna be obtaining a Eugen at this point. Probably whenever I get the challengers version, and apparently the digipacks are getting released here, which is why we're not getting the spoilers version. So if that's the case, then I will pick up Garu and Liz. But yeah, no one seems to have, like, at least on Google at least, but no one seems to have put out a full template. I'll have to look on Twitter then. I revive pulse, because I'm more unfamiliar with the US cards. Gosh. I don't want pre-order bonuses. I want to see these. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, yeah, I got it wrong. So, this is Liz's US exclusive card. This is Garu's. I got Garu's Barnes and Noble exclusive again. So, it seems like after I have empathy, I'm just gonna. Uh, it was because I pulled 4 of her that I'm gonna keep getting her, which I don't mind. But yeah. So yeah, the US exclusive has a red back. The Barnes and Noble exclusive has a back similar to this one. So I'll keep that bookmarked and such. So then, in case I decide to ask my sister to help me try to get that. But it's just funny. Where are we gonna put these? Like, I'm just gonna throw them in here because it's so dumb. Why does Starship not throw all the inclusions into one section? They just throw them anywhere. It's so dumb. I guess it's just so then, like, it doesn't. I guess it's so then it evenly, like. So then, like, it comes out more evenly. So, like, something like that, I guess. But it's just so annoying for the photo cards. The photo cards should just be gathered. Because it's clearly obvious that the photo cards are just like, okay, they open just one page, slide it in. Go through a couple pages, throw it in, slide it in, and like move on. It's just kind of annoying to like go through. But I mean, again, it's kind of nice that IVE is back to actually being pushed out because they're again the huge shift between IVE empathy and then like now, like from IVE empathy to like barely gain a US release, and then like IVE secret gain like all these or gain like US Target and Barnes and Noble. I appreciate that we are getting like the US card alongside alongside the like store exclusive. I prefer that because I had to deal with Essem's nonsense. But yeah, this is pretty surprising, honestly. Not surprising, but like my sister's manifestation was right. Now, again, that just means we will get Eugen whenever we get the Challengers version or the Digipack. We're going to get Eugen. She's going to show up because they're going to. Because I doubt I doubt Wanyon's gonna show up. I don't want to necessarily say like Wanyon's no more, but like in terms of like this comeback in particular, or this album release in particular, there's gonna be zero signs of Wanyan. Because it's gonna be Yujin. I'm going to. I promise that's going to happen. Because at this point, we're going to predict our polls. And if this manifestation of Liz photo cards came out to be the case, I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope Liz's Barnes and Noble exclusive isn't that difficult, and I hope Gowder's US exclusive isn't that bad. But yeah, to do this page through. Maybe the next one. I'll say the next one, and within the next 2 weeks, I go out shopping. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure the Challengers version will actually show up, but I'm not. Digipack is gonna obviously depend because I'm not gonna get everyone this time. Obviously, I only did that for IVE Empathy, but I'll get Gowder and Liz, and then I'll be fine. I at least want to get Gowder's photo card from that one. I don't know what Liz's photo card is with that one, but even though I just looked. Yeah, I'll have to do this page through. This is Ryder, and I'll leave people. Bye.